Hi guys, welcome back to World Warship and thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching my channel. I do appreciate. One of my subscribers asked, Zerra, how do I play cruiser? Pensacola and some other mid-tier cruiser. I kind of struggle. And guys, before I gonna talk about this replay, it's that most of tier 6, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7 cruiser, they have almost same armor as a destroyer. 16 millimeters, it's nothing. Even a destroyer can do full damage to you, and there are very few places that some cruiser have better armor, but overall Bound and other, I'm talking about the tier 5, 6, 7 cruiser, they have no armor, and I would like to say they are hard or close to impossible to do well with because of the quickness, and they do not have quite the speed to just disengage. And I'm literally talking about the cruiser without smoke, so no smoke cruiser like Leander, like Belfast and so on. They always have good cover, or Flint, or I'm talking about a regular cruiser without any smoke or any gimmicks. Now Myoko, I believe this replay is showing definitely the power of the Myoko, and I'm not saying at the beginning I was trying to make here a left turn, but there was no destroyer. You don't want to get spotted because at the end, at the very first of the battle, you don't know where the Synop and all the battleships are, and I will definitely do a huge amount of mistake. Don't do it like me, because I'm showing you what big mistake I did. I have perfect broadside to anyone from ahead. Something also, as I don't have this priority target, that I don't know how many ships are aiming at me. That is bad. That's the #1 skill I highly recommend. You need to have it, otherwise you're one dead in the water. And also later I will talk about my build and so on. Myoko, guys, it's pretty damn strong because it has 10 guns and very good torpedo. You don't want to YOLO this cruiser. Ooh, that was a close one, but I believe Synop or this German, I do believe it was Synop, guys. I'm not quite sure, but one of those two battleships, only I do believe one shell cost me around 11,800 damage. So yeah, it could be worse, but just telling you that you are squeezed, you cannot afford to take any damage. However, it does not mean that you don't have to open fire. The great thing about Myoko, in my honestly opinion, it's extremely strong cruiser. Open water cruiser is the only one I can come up that can be extremely powerful and strong. Pensacola, I tried, guys. I tried Molotov. I tried. There's so many those good guns, but extremely squishy cruiser. I cannot make them work. Even me, I struggle. It's because you are only a support. If you take damage, or someone is looking you at the wrong way, you have hard to disengage. Remember, Pensacola has not even the same speed as a Myoko, has not same turning radius, and not the same amount of firepower. I'm talking about the guns. Remember the couple patches ago, Wargaming decided to buff the Sigma of Furutaka of Myoko. The Myoko had always had good Sigma, pretty easy to land and so on. You can see right now what I'm aiming at. I'm aiming at that Synop. He's reversing, but I have no more range. That's right. I have 2 fires, so nothing crazy, but I received 11,800 damage so far. So my suggestion to you, don't push do not go a front of a battleship or a front of a destroyer or do something wrong, especially in the standard battle. Remember what standard battle, it's defending the cap or pushing all together. Abuse the island. That's my biggest recommendation. You do very well if you're doing like me. Right now I'm abusing this island, and I know that this dude, Synop, it's a great ship, don't get me wrong, but he is trying right now to reverse, there is something that he spotted me, but he's definitely, I'm talking about the battleship scene-up, he is focusing something else. And fire, and 1000 damage, and 1000 damage. You have great guns, and it does not matter what kind of cruiser you're talking about. There's always good cruisers with very good percent to put in fire. That's my first fire to that dude. Open fire as much as you can. You see this island between me and this Sinop, and I'm not spotted. Abuse that as much as you can. Try to be as a good aimer as possible. Try to, if you have one dude on fire, aim to someone else, you know. That's the way you stack the damage. The reload of many tier 6 and tier 7 cruisers are mech. Myoko also has a mech reload. However, you see that was 2 fire in that one single salvo. I will go at the end of this battle my build and so on. However, what I'm trying to say, the HE are the way to go. You may argue that some cruiser can be punished extremely hard if they are showing their broadside. The AP, it's not a joke. 220 millimeters, and you see, like, just I receive whopping close to 8,000 damage. 2 ships aim at me. So what I'm trying to say, that position yourself, it's everything. Now Gorizia is also tier 7, receive a huge hit of all close to 4,000 damage, and I return back 2,200. When I'm angled like this, try to angle yourself. Do not try to show your broadside. I did, and I got punished, and it was good, guys. It was good that I was showing you that even Myoko, I consider her not extremely paper. Some parts has a pretty decent armor, but just some parts, guys. The battleship, when it's any battleship aiming at you, it's like you have no armor whatsoever, you know. But I do like this ship that has a pretty speed, and it has a lot of tools beside the guns. You have 10 kilometers torpedo, so keep that in mind. If it's someone pushing at you and they will eat couple torpedoes, they will be deleted. So it is a Japanese thing with good torpedoes. But guys, this battle, it's alright-ish. I mean, I received some of the damage, but use your concealment. And the best thing about a cruiser is try to be friend with islands. I'm not saying like a US stay behind island. You move left and right and trying to... I'm aiming at max range. I'm not gonna hit the thing, but I'm trying, you know what I mean. Very unlucky shot over there. Over here in this side we have pretty strong defense. And remember, it's standard battle. Why push? Sinop, it's over there, and the tier 6 battleship. The Friedrich is also over there by me. I do have some range. Arizona, slowly, the enemy Arizona. Belfast is a big trouble. I do believe that our DD killed the Belfast. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, our Jervis killed the Belfast. Pretty hilarious to see. Now, of course, you don't get me wrong. Belfast and some other smoke cruiser, they are very strong, and they don't care about the maps. Over here, we have much bigger use of the islands and map. If I go straight ahead right now, I'm trying to abuse. You see this small island over here? I'm trying to abuse the island so I can shoot to those busy battleships and doing something, you know what I mean. Let's see the shells. Let's see the shells. Pretty good. And just one fire gel and 2,500 damage. Those are extremely hard hitting. And guys, you're gonna see the build that this is a real Fire-starter. But this is how you're supposed to play. You abuse the island, they cannot see you, you see them, and pop this spotter plane or fighters. You don't have any spotter plane, but you do have a fighter. Give you some line, but the thing is, okay, you see here, this Sinop is trying to do I don't know what. The shells are fantastic. The shell speed are pretty amazing. And even versus some Soviet OP good armor, they will still do tons of damage, because the chance to put your enemy on fire is crazy high. But this is how your effect is supposed to play a cruiser. Behind an island, abuse to the max and daka your enemy, and do significant damage to your battleships. A matter of fact, those heavy Japanese cruiser and US cruiser or any kind of a cruiser, your main job is to be a support, an annoying bugger. Sure, you may not kill the battleship ASAP, however, you put that thing on fire and trying to... Okay, that was 5 non-penetration hits, very unfortunately. Once again, it's standard battle, guys. There's nothing to cap, there's nothing to go for. The only thing I could suggest, read the map, see where is the island between you and enemy. Do not push, because the thing is, the cruiser don't have any kind of armor. You will be sitting from every single angle, and that's the thing. You don't have heal. You only have pretty alright-ish rudder and turning radius, but not crazy good. Some ships are kind of a slow, so you know, you don't want to have a fair fight. You know what I mean? You cannot trade shots with battleships. No, you can. There's 3 battleships over there. Try to push when the friendly team are pushing. Do not push along, and be not the first one who's pushing. You are pushing behind. If you're the first one who's pushing, you're doing something wrong. And once again, I highly recommend you have this perk. Come on, Zerra, finish that dude. I do believe we do. Yep. That's my first frag, and guys, only 9 fires with 72,000 damage. It's not bad for this tier. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, the matchmaking was fantastic. We had like 2 or 3 tier 7 ships. The rest of them was tier 6 and some tier 5s. So the matchmaking was fantastic, but nonetheless does not mean you just YOLOing. YOLOing, it's asking for being deleted. Oh, that was a good hit when my 10th fire, and this dude is cooking. And yeah, you see, this is how he's busy shooting someone else. Even though you show perfect broadside, I can be actually deleted. I was never aware, because he had a little bit too much of, you know, targets to choose from. I mean, he has low HP Bliss, Koenig over there, and you know, we're like 4 or 5 ships versus 1. It's not a fair fight, but this is how you win the game, guys. And over here, I'm still a little bit too back. There is Arizona pushing in, but he has a Fuso and New Mexico 2 versus 1 dealing. So guys, this is already in the bag. I'm see if I can do some more damage. I kind of feel not very comfortable, to be honest with you, playing versus tier 5s to tier lower than you. But I would like to say that in a tier 9 matchmaking, you have to be extremely more careful. You really need to seek those islands and open water. It's like a Cleveland. In an open water Cleveland, it's a dead meat. I'm just saying the same story. It's with tier 5, tier 6 cruiser. Trying to push when someone else is pushing. Trying to... A good idea also, like 2-3 cruisers together. They're a powerhouse, because even though a battleship can do tons of damage, it cannot delete 3 cruisers at the same time. You know what I mean? So then you have upper hand. But the biggest information is that don't overextend at the beginning. Know where your enemy are, especially the battleships. And of course also some destroyers. But if you don't have this knowledge, be careful, you know. Do not make you sit and duck, or so I should say, a position that you cannot recover, like you know, trying to read the map, read the players, read where can I be to be the best example. Over here, of course, I am in extremely good spot. He thinks he's in cover, but I will do tons of damage to that dude. It's because of my shells. You see, 4,000 damage, and you know, 10 guns, it's a crazy amount of firepower, especially versus tier 5s, but it was not just tier 5, it was a lot of tier 6, and of course he's alone, and one more fire, because what the heck not. And you are the mother of all Fire-starter. Even though you don't have a great DPM like a Royal Navy cruiser, you do more damage, and we coming close to 100,000 damage, and it was great because, you know, it was extremely one-sided, and the HP pool of tier 5 and tier 6 is not a whole lot versus, let's say, tier 9 and tier 8 and so on. So of course this New York I'm pushing right now with AP. You see, I was gonna AP will do 3,574. So yeah, I mean, you can change to AP, it's not a bad choice. I don't think I can finish him off. No, the King George did. So now the results and the personal score.